What's up, guys? Welcome back. We got the final track so far. Anyways.
Now.
We got Drake, The Heart, Part 6.
Yes.
And I think this is coined after Kendrick's songs, The Heart.
Yeah, The Heart, Part 5.
Yeah. So Drake is playing on, seemingly, we have an image here, visual. Dave Freeze with a heart, assuming that's related to Whitney. And
I'm pretty sure he's saying that was, if I remember correctly, I had heard all this like chatter about it, and people were saying that that's a comment that Dave left under a picture of Whitney and the child.
Yeah.
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 So he's like implying that like the fatherly love.
Yeah. So we've got, like I said, the last part of this whole Drake Kendrick saga that's been going on. I think personally that people overlooked so far the issues that Drake had with The Weeknd, as we discussed in our reaction on Family Matters. There was a lot of mentions of Abel there and his manager. Yeah. And so more recently we saw the shooting that happened at Drake's place, right? Yeah. In Toronto. And
so your hypothesis.
I think it's related to those two. I don't think it's got anything to do with Drake. I think it's got to do with...
You don't think it has anything to do with Kendrick?
Sorry, Kendrick, yes. Yeah. I think it's got to do with Drake and Abel.
Toronto beef.
Yeah, I think it's from the city, not from
666.
Not from anywhere else in the U.S. But that's just my theory. I have no basis to really go by on that other than I've heard that there's been some issues back and forth. So maybe that's informative for you guys. And we're going to do the lyric video here. We're doing off of Genius, as you guys suggested in our last videos that we should use Genius. We're not going to go through and check and make sure everything is right because we'll be here all day. We're just going to try to see what we catch. If you guys want to add any insights down below, we appreciate the comments. Anything you want to add, Sam, before we get started?
No, let's dive into it.
You just want to go right away?
Yeah.
All right, let's roll. Okay, so interesting right off the bat. We got a Drake and Aretha Franklin, Let Me See You Prove It.
Taunting, like, let's see the receipts.
A little bit of sampling there from an Aretha Franklin song, Prove It. Got to prove it. Need the receipts for all the things that you're saying at this point, Kendrick.
Yeah. That's one thing I have found interesting. I don't want to go down the wormhole here, but nobody has proved any receipts for anything at this point. Yeah. So I'm kind of like, guys, let's bring the proof.
Yeah. So it sounds, prove it. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see where we go. Let's see where we go.
Now let me see you prove it. Just let me see you prove it.
All right. The Pulitzer Prize winner is definitely spiraling. I got your fucking lines tapped. I swear that I'm dialed in. First I was a rat, so where's the proof of the trial then? Where's the paperwork of the cabinet is filed in? 1090 Jake would've took all the walls down. The streets would've had me hiding out in a small town. My Montreal connects stand up, not fall down. The ones that you getting your stories from, they all clowns. I am a war general, seasoned in preparation. My jacket is covered in medals, honor and decoration. You waited for this moment, overcome with the desperation. We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it. We thought about giving a fake name or a destination, but you so thirsty, you not concerned with investigation. Instead, you in that Venice studio, it's a celebration. You gotta...
All right, so right off the bat, we got a rebuttal to a lot of the things that have been said. We'll rewind it, we'll go back through it. So Pulitzer Prize winner is definitely spiraling. Got your phone, got your lines tapped. I swear that I'm dialed in. So this seems to be going on a theme of the whole idea here, starting right off the bat by saying that Drake knows Kendrick's moves, right? Got a nice bar there. Got the lines tapped. I'm dialed in. I'm dialed in for this beef. I'm dialed into what you're going to do. Mm-hmm. You know, I understand what's going on.
But I also like that because he says he's spiraling. And when you think of an old phone, you spiral it, right? The digits. So let's look at this little phone scheme there. Yeah,
and the Pulitzer Prize winner, that's, you know, Kendrick's, I think, the only rapper that's won a Pulitzer Prize. So first I was a rat, so where's the proof of the trial then? Where's the paperwork of the cabinet? It's filed in. 1090 Jake would have took all the walls down. The streets would have had me hiding out in a small town. So basically saying that I think Kendrick's referred to him being a rat. in that he had a shooting or something.
I think it was a robbery.
Yeah, something outside of the Chinese spot.
New Hoking.
Yeah. So this whole Chinese spot's getting a lot of press
Attention, yeah.
throughout this. So anyway, I think the rumor was that Drake didn't have anything happen. He got off and all that kind of stuff because he was a rat. And
Yeah.
so I think that's the rebuttal here from Drake is that, if I was a rat, I wouldn't be around right now. I'd have been
And, like,
dead. I
where's
would have
the
been locked
proof?
up. I would have something
Yeah.
would have happened
Or
to me
like,
by now.
Like saying, where's the proof and the paperwork?
Prove
to
it, right?
Yeah.
Starting off with that. So Montreal Connect, stand up, not fall down. I don't know what he means by that. The ones that you're getting your stories from, they're all clowns. I'm a war general seasoned in preparation. I mean, I don't really like that from Drake. It's kind of coming back to this like gangster idea, the mentality. I think like we did Family Matters. I think like he was talking to one of the Hell's Angels at the end there. And, like this whole kind of idea that Drake is a boss is what he's been kind of rolling with. And
And like I don't really like that because even like while all this has been going on, I've been kind of like just reading stuff about it, and like he doesn't even do anything. He has his bodyguards go and like rough people up and get in all this trouble, and like he literally doesn't do anything.
That's the idea of a boss, right? They don't do anything. They've got
Yeah, I
their
guess
workers
fair.
that do it. But to me, it's just the reason I don't resonate with it is because of Drake's imagery over the years. Like there's so
Wheelchair
many,
Jimmy.
yeah, but beyond that, like even recently, like there's so many images of just him, doing corny stuff, wearing corny clothes, like just, not
Rainbow clips in his hair.
yeah, just, not being that guy. He's on
Yeah.
social media acting a certain way and becoming the beef and you're doing things a little bit differently. So I don't know who Drake is at this point, basically.
Yeah,
I don't
split
know if he's
personality.
this guy or if he's the other guy.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we got... This is important here, right? We've got, you waited for this moment, overcome with desperation. We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it. We thought about giving a fake name or a destination, but you're so thirsty, you're not concerned with investigation. So he's basically saying that whole thing about, we heard about this, right? As soon as Kendrick dropped the diss about, it was Meet the Grams, right, on that when he talked about the 11-year-old daughter. Drake immediately went on his Instagram and was saying, oh, we fed him the information and he bought it.
Yeah.
Right? My response to that was, why are you not talking about the pedophilia stuff?
Yeah, that 100% that. And also, like, if that's something that you set up, you would have the proof ready, waiting to drop as soon as they took the bait.
Exactly. You would like if I did this, I would have taken screenshots of
Yeah.
everything that I put together, the video or something like that. As soon as he dropped the information saying, "Oh yeah, I have an 11-year-old girl," I'm like, "No, we just set you up. Here's all the proof."
Yeah, and like that's so vague. Like he said, we thought about giving a fake name or like a destination. Like if you're going to set it up that far, like why wouldn't you want something that confirming that you can be like, this is the name that we told him, and this is the name he said in the disc
Yeah.
or the track, right? Like why would you just give some like vague random information?
Yeah. So my thing though with that, like with Drake immediately responds to something on Instagram. The first thing, like as soon as Kendrick drops Meet the Grams, Kendrick accuses him of, like I said, liking young girls. If somebody accused me of that,
That's going to be the
I'm not gonna give
priority,
a-
not your
I would
fake
rather-
child.
I would rather be a parent than be a pedophile. Like, if you're gonna ask me,
I would hope so.
You're gonna ask me. It's like, if somebody's dissing you about something. It's like, you have a child, or you're a pedophile. It's like a pretty clear answer as to which one you're gonna defend yourself about not being true, right?
Yeah, at least first. You
Yeah,
can
that's what I
handle
mean.
all the claims later. But
That's what I mean. It's like
yeah, it's like that wasn't even, he wasn't even phased. It was just, where's my 11-year-old daughter?
Yeah, exactly. If somebody's like I said, if somebody's making those allegations about
Yeah,
me,
suspect.
the one of them is going to stand out much more than the other.
Yeah, it's suspect
anyway,
for sure.
So that's the whole, so far anyways, Drake is taking the approach. So I'm hoping that we get to this point where he starts to
Address
the
the
those
other
issues.
allegations.
But off the bat, he's taking the approach similar to what he did on his Instagram story of addressing the fake information claim. And this is his, I think he's just trying to get ahead of this and say, like, we did all this. Because like you said, I think he would have had the receipts, right?
Yeah.
Of saying, no, we made all this stuff.
And that's
Anyways.
the easiest defense, to say like, nope, that's all false information. It's actually something we made up just to get him to discredit himself.
Yeah, anyway, so let's go back into it, see where we go with the song.
Just let me see you prove it.
All right. The Pulitzer Prize winner is definitely spiraling. I got your fucking lines tapped, I swear that I'm dialed in. First I was a rat, so where's the proof of the trial then? Where's the paperwork of the cabinet is filed in? 1090 Jake would've took all the walls down. The streets would've had me hiding out in a small town. My Montreal connects stand up, not fall down. The ones that you get and get stories from, they all clowns. I am a war general, seasoned in preparation. My jacket is covered in medals, honor and decoration. You waited for this moment, overcome with the desperation. We plotted for a week.
Okay, so in light of, we talked about the war general line, and I talked about why I didn't really resonate with that. But I see where this fits into this song is because he's saying he's a war general in preparation. And then he talks about how he set this whole thing up. So he's saying, like I knew. As a war
general, you have to prepare for battle.
I'm so many steps ahead of you.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing with this whole thing. So he leads into that with the I'm the war general line.
And decoration. You waited for this moment, overcome with the desperation. We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it. We thought about giving a fake name or a destination, but you so thirsty, you not concerned with investigation. Instead, you in that Venice studio, it's a celebration. You gotta learn to fact check things and be less impatient. Your fans are rejoicing, thinking this is my expiration. Even the picture you use, the jokes and the medication, the Maybach glove and the drug he uses for less inflation. Master manipulator, you bid on a speculation. You dumb and reactive, nigga, I'm petty with dedication. What about the bones we dug up in that excavation? And why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave Free and not Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids in 6 months, the distance is wild. Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child. Speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that now. This Epstein angle was the shit I expected.
Okay, that was nice. That was a real nice segue we're going to get into some of that stuff that we were talking about earlier, where he said, speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that now. So that's really nice.
He's talking about Kendrick's kids.
Pardon?
He's talking about Kendrick's kids, and then he says speaking about children, and then leads into the Epstein.
Right, exactly. So the allegations, but that was a really, really nice segue and flow with the bars, how he was putting this all together.
Yeah.
And
one thing I have to agree with, though, is like we're here talking about receipts and proof, but it's true. Like he said all that stuff about Kendrick's family life, and like none of that has been argued against either. Like, nobody's come out and said that that's not true.
Both sides have not come out with any receipts thus far. Although, I mean, what Drake is talking about in some of this, I think Kendrick had a picture on his diss, right, of some of this stuff that Drake is highlighting here that he's saying he fed to Kendrick as well. But anyways, we got... Plotted for a week, then we fed you the information. Your daughter's 11 years old. I bet he takes it. We thought about giving a fake name or destination, but you're so thirsty, you're not concerned with investigation. Instead, you in that Venice studio, it's a celebration. You're going to learn to fact check things and be less impatient. Your fans rejoice in thinking this is my expiration. I got to be honest, that's kind of what I've been thinking with this whole beef. I'm like, okay, Drake's seems like
he's done.
He's toast on this one. And maybe going forward as well with these allegations that are against his name, right? Even the picture, so this is even the picture you use, the jokes and the medication, the Maybach glove and the drug he used is for less inflation. Master manipulator. So this is a nice line, right? Because Kendrick was calling Drake a master manipulator.
Yeah.
And so now he's saying, yeah, I am a master manipulator. I manipulated you into thinking that I have $1. So that's
like when I put bait out, you bit.
That's a nice flip, right? You bit on the speculation. You were dumb and reactive. I'm petty with dedication. What about I like this as well. What about the bones we dug up in that excavation? So you got like skeletons in your closet type thing. Mm-hmm. In the excavation that we've done. Excavation is when
getting the dirt on you.
What?
Like getting the dirt
excavation
on you.
For bones, right?
Yeah,
archaeology, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And why isn't
literally going through the dirt?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I hear what you're saying. Yeah. And why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave Free and Mr. Morale, not Mr. Morale? How you haven't seen the kids in 6 months. The distance is wild. Dave leaving heart emojis underneath the pics of the child. So that's
so it's the cover.
That's the line right there of what he's talking about.
Yeah, because when people were saying that, I was like, how do you guys know that? Like, that makes sense.
Yeah, so he put it right in the song here. So then we go into what we haven't heard yet is where he's going to direct into some of the allegations that Kendrick has made. So let's.
Speculated, you bid on a speculation. You dumb and reactive, nigga. I'm petty with dedication. What about the bones we dug up in that excavation? And why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave free and not Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids in 6 months. The distance is wild. Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child. Speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that now. This Epstein.
I really like that whole scheme there. Everything that he went into, the compound rhymes, is really, really nice. I gotta say,
His cadence on this is really
yeah,
good.
I gotta say it's a pretty tight track so far. He's coming with a rebuttal here.
Yeah.
He's not done yet.
And why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave free and not Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids in 6 months, the distance is wild. Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child. Speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that now. This Epstein angle was the shit I expected. TikTok videos you collected and dissected. Instead of being on some disdirect shit, you rather fucking grab your pen and misdirect shit. My mom came over today and I was like, mother, wait a second. That's that one record where you say you got molested. Oh, fuck me, I just made the whole connection. This about to get...
Okay, I don't know where we're going, but we got the Mother I. That's a nice play again. Leading in Mother I is Kendrick's song, right? He's got a song called Mother I, and he talks about molestation in that. So it was a nice transition,
though.
though.
Mom getting molested, right? Not him getting molested.
Yeah, I think that's probably right.
True.
So what you're referring to, that's the one record where you say you got molested line.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Because Drake is saying, I think, that Kendrick said in a song that he got molested, but I don't remember that.
No, in that song, he was talking about his mom.
True.
I'm pretty sure. But anyways, we haven't got that far in the song yet. So coming back to what I wanted to reference here is Mother I is nice transition. So it's like my mom came over today and I was like, Mother I. So he's like coming, making the connection all of a sudden, right? So from Mother I to Mother Ah.
Like,
it's a really, really nice
light bulb moment.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
So that's a really, really nice, play on the words there. I really like that with the bars.
You collected and dissected. Instead of being on some disdirect shit, you rather fucking grab your pen and misdirect shit. My mom came over today and I was like, mother I, wait a second. That's that one record where you say you got molested. Oh, fuck me, I just made the whole connection. This about to get so depressing. This is trauma from your own confessions. This when your father leave you home alone with no protection, so neglected. That's why these pedophile raps and shit you so obsessed with, it's so excessive. They acting like it's so aggressive, but you just never known affection. I don't wanna dish you anymore, this really got me second guessing. Touch My Body by Mariah Carey play, you probably start reflecting. I never been with no one underage, but now I understand why this the angle that you really mess with. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for the shit you just suggested, but that's not the lesson. Clearly there's a deeper message. Deep cuts that never healed. And
What? I'm so confused.
I don't wanna dish you anymore, this really got me second guessing. Touch My Body by Mariah Carey play, you probably start reflecting. I never been with no one underage, but now I understand why this the angle that you really mess with. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for the shit you just suggested, but that's not the lesson. Clearly there's a deeper message. Deep cuts that never healed. And
No, tell me. No, why, bro? Why did you say that? That's not good.
Yo, this guy really just said that. That's your defense. I'm too famous. I would have got caught.
I was
R. Kelly.
If I was effing young girls.
Diddy.
I promise I'd have been
Crosby or
arrested.
Cosby. Oh my god! Like I can
Why?
name like 10 people right now that were so famous.
Why
that
would you
didn't
use
get
that? Why
caught.
would you say that?
Oh
that
my
looks
God.
so bad. That looks so bad. This was going so well up until this point, but it just went off the rails right now. I just feel
Yeah,
like.
I'm
First
just
of
like,
all,
huh? Like that doesn't make
that-
any sense.
Yeah, that I'm just like, why? Like that's something that somebody like you said is going to
You're
make it.
narcissistic and you think that you're like too above the law to get caught and that's going to convince people. Like that's what that sounds like.
Yeah,
Like you're a
and this whole
sociopath.
other thing that he was doing was deflecting, because you mentioned, right, the song "Mother I" is about his mom, I believe, who was abused as a child, and I'm pretty sure at the end of that song, it's like his Whitney's in that song, and his kid is in that song, and they're like saying like, oh, like you broke the tradition of, you know, family members getting molested, and it was all about his mom. I'm pretty sure it's been a while since I heard the song, but
That's why I said I'm so confused.
so, but then what I was saying is he's deflecting through the whole thing here. He's saying like, oh, the reason why you're obsessed with this whole thing that you're dissing me with is because actually you were the one that was abused as a child.
Yeah.
It's like, for one, even if he was, dude, that's not a good look to do in a. I don't care if you got beef with anybody. You don't make fun of them for being molested. So even if that was
like,
true,
that's not their fault. Even if that was true.
yeah, even if that was true, why are you taking that lane instead of going and dismissing and going at him and saying like, bro, like, what are you talking about? He's like saying like, oh, the reason you were saying this is because actually that's like,
He also
that's
literally
like grade school stuff.
He also literally just said about, like, instead of coming direct, you're misdirecting shit
Exactly.
about Kendrick, and then you literally 2 seconds later try to misdirect shit by like deflecting.
And then you follow it up by saying, if I was effing young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. What? No, that's not a good look, bro. Not a, you like.
Why did you do that?
It was going, like I said, I was really impressed with the song. up to this
Also,
point.
like, I'm just like, why would you, there's so many examples of that, like, not being the case. Like,
Yeah.
why would
All
you?
right.
Anyways,
Let's keep going, see where we go.
Gets so depressing. This is trauma from your own confessions. This when your father leave you home alone with no protection, so neglected. That's why these pedophile raps and shit you so obsessed with is so excessive. They acting like it's so aggressive, but you just never known affection. I don't wanna dish you anymore. This really got me second guessing. Touch My Body by Mariah Carey play, you probably start reflecting. I never been with no one underage, but now I understand why this the angle that you really mess with. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for the shit you just suggested, but that's not the lesson. Clearly there's a deep.
that sounds just as bad the third time around. But it's like he started so strong with the, just for clarity, I feel disgusted. Like, it's like you should have led with that. Like, how dare you guys think that about me? Not this, I would have been caught. Like, I can't.
Deeper message. Deep cuts that never healed and now they got infected. Like if Dave really fucked your girl and got her pregnant. Talk about breeding resentment. Not sure how to ease the sentiment. The shit's too intimate. I'm praying you recover from both incidents, but you.
Okay, so like this, now we're back to actually some good bars here of like, if Dave really effed your girl and got her pregnant, talk about breeding resentment.
Yeah.
Really nice bar play there. But that's not the lesson. Clearly, there's a deeper message, deep cuts that never healed, and now they got infected. And like if Dave, like, so really everything that section is really, really nice, talking about kind of your, you know, the deep cuts that never healed are now leading to issues within your, like, that I could have resonated with more, especially that last bar of the breeding resentment is really nice, going back to what he was initially rolling with the Whitney and Dave stuff. But that seems like the only thing he's got we're coming back to.
Yeah.
Right? We just, like I said, you went off the rails with the diss just momentarily here, coming back to something that was working, but it is repetitive at that same time. Anyways, let's go.
Like if Dave really fucked your girl and got her pregnant. Talk about breeding resentment. Not sure how to ease the sentiment. The shit's too intimate. I'm praying you recover from both incidents, but you a piece of shit, so this shit really no coincidence. Drake is not a name that you gon' see on no sex offender list. Easy does it. You mentioned an A minor, but niggas gotta be sharp and tell the fans who was it. You thought you left D flat, D major. I'll slit your throat with the razor and do Rick Ross hair like that.
Yeah, that's nice. That was dope there. I mean, I don't like the Drake is not a name on the you'll find, it's fine on the sex offender list part. That's not like, again, going too well with the theme here, but Easy Does It. You mentioned A minor. We know that was a great line from Kendrick, one of the best bars that we've heard probably throughout the whole entire beef. You mentioned A minor, so we're getting a rebuttal, but N's gotta be sharp and tell the fans who was it, right? So he's saying as a rebuttal, in line of all the things that he's been saying, if you're saying that I'm doing these things, then come with the proof, with the receipts, right? And you gotta, so people gotta be sharp and tell the fans who was it, right?
Yeah.
And so B sharp is another obviously chord that you could play. And then you thought you left D flat, you thought you left Drake down, but D's major, Drake's major. So that's all really, really nice.
Using all of the different
And I
notes.
think I heard the notes in the background on the beat too, on the keyboard.
Nice.
So that was really, really nicely done. Again, if he had done continued with that theme in the beginning that he was doing, this is a fire diss track.
Yeah. It's just that middle part there was like,
That's a really nice wordplay, but like, yeah, we'll rewind that. Like I said, that's a really nice rebuttal to need it to be responded to in that A minor line, right?
Yeah.
Girl and got her pregnant, talk about breeding resentment. Not sure how to ease the sentiment, the shit's too intimate. I'm praying you recover from both incidents, but you a piece of shit, so this shit really no coincidence. Drake is not a name that you gon' see on no sex offender list. Easy does it. You mentioned an A minor, but niggas gotta be sharp and tell the fans who was it. You thought you left D flat, D major. I'll slit your
Nice.
throat with the razor and do Rick Ross air like that one flight from Malaysia. I'm your baby mama screensaver. Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Browns. I'd never look twice at no teenager. I'm a fucking hit maker, dawg, not a peacemaker. Yeah.
Again, bro, like, I know Millie Bobby Brown's, like, okay, Whitney's, Bobby Brown's, that's the flip there of, we got the Whitney Bobby Brown stuff again. But I'd never look twice at no teenager. What about once? Like, I should start writing a diss track in response here. And like listening to all this, I'm like, no, there has to be another track coming from Kendrick now.
Yeah.
Because like all of this, I mean, unless Kendrick thinks he killed himself on this, which is entirely possible.
Yeah.
But if I was me in Kendrick's position, I'm like, my foot is on his throat right now. I got one to come back with that ends all this based on just the things that we talked about so
Just
far.
like highlighting all the silliness.
And I really like, I'm not trying to hate on him, but I just like, bro, this is not a good look.
I'm your baby mama screensaver. Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Browns. I'd never look twice at no teenager. I'm a fucking hit maker, dawg, not a peacemaker. Yeah, bullets that I'm stuffing in each chamber. Your ass in extreme danger. Stop buying views and buy comments. You may as well keep the paper. Shit you about to need for later. I give a fuck about your streaming data. You could drop 100 more records, I'll see you later. Yeah, maybe when you meet your maker. I don't wanna fight with a woman beater. It feeds your nature. If you still bumping R. Kelly, you could thank the savior. Said if they deleted his music, then your music is going to a hypocrite. I don't understand why these people praise you. Sounding like you sent him commissary when he needs some paper. Album dropping soon, no wonder you turn a clout chaser instead of doing hard labor. Nigga, I see you when I see you like Fantasia. Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor. And when I say I hit your back, it's a lot safer. I promise.
Again, really, really nice bar there at the end. What is this? We still got a while? Okay. Anyways, sounded like it was the end of the track there, but we'll see what he says here. I really like this part. So I heard about this before, and I was kind of, I don't know about this, whether it's true or not, because this is kind of messed up too. I don't want to fight with a woman beater. Well, that's a nice line as well. I don't want to fight with a woman beater. It feeds your nature. Mm-hmm. That's really, really nice, because if you're fighting with a woman beater, right? It's kind of, you're talking about fighting to begin with, but yeah. So if you still bump in R. Kelly, you could thank the savior. Said if they deleted his music, then your music is going to a hypocrite. So I think what happened was when R. Kelly was going through all his stuff, Kendrick was the one that said they shouldn't remove his music.
They shouldn't?
No, because creativity or something, artistry is different than who this person is, and all his songs and stuff that he made don't reflect that aspect. And so he was defending R. Kelly in that instance from the music creativity standpoint. So that is a nice rebuttal. It's like you're sitting here calling me this person when you were the one sticking up for a pedophile that was convicted, right? So that is where you should have focused the whole track on.
Yeah.
Right? Said if they deleted his music, then your music going to hypocrite. You're a hypocrite.
So what he was saying, that if they deleted his music, he'd pull his music
I think
too?
something like that. I'm not entirely sure.
Damn.
I don't understand why these people praise you. It sounded like you send him commissary when he needs some paper. So they're saying again, like, you're the one supporting R. Kelly, so why is everybody supporting you?
Yeah.
Which again, that's great. That's a rebuttal right there. That's what you should have took in the lane with.
Yeah. Well, also even before that though, like, I don't love that he came in with all the stuff about the money and like the streams.
It was kind of random.
Like, again, like, that has nothing to do with it.
I don't know. Maybe it was something else that Kendrick said in another song here. Album dropping soon. No wonder you to be a clout chaser instead of doing hard labor. So trying to jump on Drake's clout, and I think it's been said that Kendrick's going to drop an album very soon in the next couple of months, so makes complete sense.
Getting that PR, nice.
Exactly. So he's not doing this for what he says he's doing it for.
Yeah.
And Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor. That's a great line to finish with, right? When I say hit you back, it's a lot safer. I'm not going to hit you, Whitney. That's a great bar, right? That's a great way to finish it. So such a weird song, man, because there's so much great material in here.
Yeah, he just like veered off track a little bit too much in certain areas. I don't know what his
writers was doing if he had ghostwriters on this, because we know that Drake tends to use. Maybe he wrote this himself. Maybe that's why. It's
that would
like
explain a lot.
It's like there's good stuff in there, but stuff that he shouldn't say. Anyways,
stuff that he shouldn't say.
There's stuff he should not be saying in here.
I don't know.
Like
who
if
let
I
him
was
release
advising
those.
him, I'd be like, no, bro, no, don't say that.
This can stay strike. This can stay strike.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he was pressured because Kendrick was dropping so much so fast, and he just like wanted to get a track out. Maybe he's just literally a narcissist. I don't know. Anyways, let's finish out the last 4 minutes here, or last minutes here.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, this shit was some good exercise. Like, it's good to get out, get the pen working. You would be a worthy competitor if I was really a predator and you weren't fucking lying to every blogger and editor, but it is what it is. You definitely got this shit burnt the fuck out though. Like, you got 10 more records to drop. The one before the last one, we finessed you into telling a story that doesn't even exist. And then you go and drop the West Coast one to try and cover that up. I would like that one. That would be some shit I could dance to if you wasn't tripling down on some whole other bullshit. But, you know, at least your fans are getting some raps out of you. I'm happy I can motivate you, bring you back to the game, like, you know. But just let me know when we're getting to the facts. Everything in my shit is facts. I'm waiting on you to return the favor, like.
Bro. He sounds tired. See anything else here? No, that's it. Just to fade out. Nothing. He sounds like that in that end portion. He just sounds tired to me. Like he's like, I'm tapped out.
Yeah.
I'm waving the white flag. Like, yeah, that was good. I'm over it now. It's time to move on.
Yeah.
Like I want this to be done with.
Yeah.
It's just too much pressure. Like I said, like it's not going the way I thought it was.
Well, I mean,
go.
like we said before, right? He has everything to lose. So it's like, what's the benefit in him doing this?
Yeah, I don't know. That whole ending there sounded real suspect to me. It's like,
there's more to that. It sounded suspect to me.
yeah, but I just think like at the end here, it's like low key trying to act tough, but like kind of being like, hey, like I want to wave the white flag.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to say that
like
I'm
slightly
done
defeated
and it's over and I was beaten, but like
it's over and I'm done.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, again, like you said, drop the receipts. It's like
that's all I'm waiting for. I'm just waiting for the proof on both sides, actually.
But I mean, from Drake's standpoint, like he's talked about rebuttals of the 11-year-old daughter thing. Just drop the receipts of you giving this to Kendrick with your boys, text messages, calls, whatever. You had to record something.
Yeah.
Just drop it. Same with Kendrick, though. Like, you know, all this. I mean, well, actually, to be fair, does Kendrick really need to? Because there's a lot of stuff on the internet already about Drake. You can go do a Google search about Drake and his interactions with younger girls.
And don't get me wrong, I think all that is really sketch, but there isn't any like concrete proof of anything actually happening. Like, do I think any of that should be overlooked? No, but it's not like a nail in the coffin to prove that something happened.
I think there is concrete proof because there's things of him talking to younger girls before they turn 18 and then they turn 18 and he's out dating them. So that to me is a groomer.
Yeah.
That's exactly what a groomer is.
Yeah, that's fair.
And like, so maybe that's what Kendrick is basically doing is like, look at all this stuff on the internet already that shows you this guy is not who you guys are making him out to be. He's not safe. You bring a kid around him when he's 16. By the time he's 18, he's going to want to date him and do whatever, you know, get them in a wrong situation.
Yeah.
That's what I think anyways.
Yeah. I mean, there's lots of sketchy stuff out there, so.
My whole opinion's kind of changed more recently of Drake than I thought it was going to be. So, I mean, I'm sorry if I come off as like hating a little bit here, but to me, there's no place for anything that's taking advantage of young kids, right? So,
I just can't believe that was his defense. Like, I'm still mind blown right now that I'm like, huh? Like that makes
Well, that's what I'm
literally
saying.
no
It's
sense.
like, why did you? If that was me and somebody was saying that about me, I would have just ripped them to shreds, bro. Like I would have came in and been like, I would have brought everything I had. It's like you're calling me this in front of everybody. You're accusing me of that.
Yeah, like
I'm dropping every receipt I got about you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it. And like I said, like with how many other people are examples of that to not be the case. So like Diddy was like, what, a month ago?
Yeah.
Like it's just fresh, like proof that that's not true.
Yeah.
Anyways,
guys.
Yeah.
That's what we've done. I don't know. I think if I was Kendrick, like I said, I would be dropping in one more diss record. And I'd be like dressing all this stuff. And I'd kill him. Maybe not, it doesn't even have to be long. Like 2.5 minutes. Just say, look, this is the last. Like I would literally say, I'd be like, this is the last one that I'm doing. I got nothing after this. I'm putting a nail in the coffin right now. We're going to address the things he said in the last track. It's over.
Phil's going to come back with the diss.
Should have been like everybody else and jumped on the BBL Drizzy beat.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, that's our reaction. It's getting way too long because we're getting way too chatty about this. But clearly, we might not see anything like this ever again for a long time.
Just start a podcast about rap industry drama.
Yeah. Well, you guys can let us know if you want to see that. Hit the like button, hit the comments, subscribe. We'll see you on our next video. Take care.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you then.